All right. Oh,
Hello.
can you see me? It says I'm live. Let's see.
No.
Okay. It says I'm live. Someone please give me a message.
Oh,
thank you, Leanne.
First thing she said, don't bump the table. I bumped the table.
All right. Okay. Well, since I'm talking and I'm actually live, it worked this time. And I am going to apologize right from the get-go. Can you guys hear us or hear me? I'm the only one talking. I'm going to adjust this just a little bit because, you know, the camera is different. So
where do I
sorry.
look? Up there.
Right here. Oh, sorry for my finger, guys. Okay. And wow, we have so many people already. I'm so excited. Hey, Melly Ellie. And hi, Leanne. Hi, Katie. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Nikki. I'm not going to get everybody's names yet because it's going fast.
Justice.
Yeah. Hey, Justice. And Lisa, I see you are on here. Let's see. I'm looking at my notes to see what I wanted to say first. All right. Okay, I hear. All right. Thank you, Allison.
I see Michelle too. Melacue.
Oh, and we have another Michelle. Awesome. So there's a, excuse me, there's a few of us in the cross stitching world, right? So the first thing I want to say is people are still kind of coming in here. I'll introduce the special guest, but I wanted to give everyone a couple more minutes to get in here. But just as a reminder, everyone that is live today with me is going to count for 10 pennies in the Ukraine peace jar. And later on, I will give you an update from my last video and where I stand right now with the total in the pot so far. If you look at the jar there, you can see I still haven't. Yes, hi, Missy. I remember seeing that on one of your recent videos that you're actually Michelle. That's so cool. Hi, Linda. Hi, Sweetwater Stitcher. Hi, Marla. Anyway, with the jar, you can tell I still haven't gotten pennies. Well, when I explain the special guest, you understand why I haven't had time yet. Oh, and I'm laughing and making the table jiggle. So this is all different.
I wasn't the only one making it jiggle.
All right. Well, what time is it? Okay. That's been 5 minutes. I think we can get started with the program, so to speak. First, thank you everybody who's joining us right now. This is so fun. I had so much fun last time doing this, and it didn't work in the schedule until today. I would have done another one sooner. So, like I said, it's a lot of fun, especially to get some interaction with you guys. Usually I'm just talking to a camera and hoping you're enjoying what I'm talking about. So I appreciate it that you took the time to join me tonight live, at least for whatever time you have. I saw, Leanne, you said that you're stitching for now, but then you're going to have to cook dinner, but that you're still going to be hanging out with us. Yeah. Yeah. So that's cool. And
Canada.
Mississauga. I knew a girl in college, but she lived in Mississauga, New York, in the U.S.
And it's another Michelle.
No, I think you say it, Michaela.
I'm sorry.
It would be my guess. I'm sorry if I said that wrong.
I'm sorry. I need my reading glasses.
Oh, thanks, Leanne, for not leaving us. I'm sorry that you have to cook dinner. All right. So some of you know who this is by now. This is Michelle. and I'll let her talk about herself. But the reason that she's sitting here is we actually did the spending freeze together. We talked about it ahead of time, and we were supporting each other to keep up with the spending freeze. And as a reward for, excuse me, successfully getting through the spending freeze, Michelle came here for a week to stay at my house, and we got up to a few things. So
we did.
Anyway, I convinced her to get on here with me. I don't know how long we have her on camera. She's more shy than I am, I think. Although I would consider myself shy, no, that's not the right word. I'm introverted for sure.
Yes, Michelle from Alaska, Michelle. Michelle's asking.
Yeah,
Michelle
okay.
Alaska, yep.
Well, Michelle, you're jumping the gun.
Oh, sorry.
Michelle, no, not you, Michelle.
Oh, yeah.
Michelle from Seattle. You're jumping the gun because Michelle's going to talk about herself because I'm going to make her. So it's all up to you. Yes, because I already explained how I forced you on here. So give us your spiel, Michelle.
Okay, I'm Michelle with 2 L's, not one. And I'm from Alaska. I live in Anchorage, born and raised there. And I've been stitching, I stitched off and on as a kid and growing up. And then in March 2020, during lockdown, I was cleaning, came across an old cross stitch and thought, hey, I should pick that up. And I did. And then that's just been nonstop ever since. So, and I'm an Aida stitcher. And I always I look at her linen work and think she's so much better. But I did finish the linen.
Okay, but we just talked about this on my last Flosstube. Sorry for butting in.
No.
But we just talked about this. Yes, well, it's I just talked about this on my last Flosstube, which was up on Monday. And I actually had a comment from someone thanking me for talking about people being Aida stitchers. And I don't know if the wording was that it's okay, but it's everyone's personal choice, and it is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be fun. And if you're stressing out because you're not stitching on linen because you're not comfortable with it, that's not fun.
Joanne,
So
Aida stitcher too.
There you go. See?
Oh, Nikki.
So now,
So I managed to finish one. Can I use the board?
Yes.
Finish this one while I was here. Mighty Oaks.
Here, I'll hold it for you.
Thanks.
Well, actually, sorry, we're going to give you.
So I'm not prepared.
For anyone who's not familiar, Mighty Oaks right here is from the Winds of Autumn book, Blackbird Designs. And like Michelle said, she's not practiced at doing this, so I guess I'm going to butt in more than.
Please.
So that's what it's from.
Called for floss.
Yep. So you stitched this on
20 count scroll, 20 count Aida in scroll by Bee Stitch Me, and all of the called for threads. I started it October 1st, 2021, and then I finished it here on 4/25, and it was a total of 22 days stitching.
So, and that's her finish. How do you plan on fully finishing this?
I think I'm going to order a frame from Etsy, maybe
somewhat of a custom size.
Sort of, an attempt to.
Yeah, because this is not a standard size.
No. Right
now. I know we measured it. I don't remember exactly what the measurements are, but so like she said, 20 count Aida. She used all the called for floss, Blackbird Designs, and it's called Mighty Oaks, right?
Mighty Acorn.
Mighty Acorn, and it's in the Winds of Autumn book. And she finished it here, which I think you brought it here and hoping you could finish it.
Hoping I could finish it. And there was a squirrel out the window the day I finished it. So it's like a little memory.
Well, we see that all the time.
I know, but We see moose.
We have a family. We have
I'm
a
in
family of
Alaska.
squirrels that live in a tree that's like right behind our backyard, a big hickory tree.
Is
So
20 count hard to see the holes? No.
Okay.
Compared to like 40 count linen, I don't know how
It's
people do
night and
that.
day. Yes.
20 count Aida is very, in my opinion, very easy to stitch.
And
on.
in my non-Aida stitcher opinion, I think that if you're stitching on 14 count Aida, that you could do 20 count Aida.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
I don't know if you would possibly need some magnification if you're used to 14 and you switch to 20, but
Maybe,
I would
yeah.
highly doubt it, honestly, because it's pretty,
I usually, so I started actually, 32 count? Let's talk.
yes.
32 count linen. And I just stitched my first piece on linen. And I needed magnification with the 32. And that would be 16 count Aida.
Yeah.
So, but I don't need it for the Aida.
So okay, Michaela, I think you were the one that asked the question, and it sounds like you think that we gave you a good answer. Let's see.
Yes.
Okay, so someone is saying that they need, Sarah is saying she needs magnification for 18 and 20 count Aidas. Okay. Like I said, I haven't been stitching on Aida, so I can't use my judgment, but I stitch on 40 and I don't need magnification. These are my first pair of progressives. I don't like admitting that, but and I have found that these are wonderful when I'm stitching on 40 count, but that's as hot. And then if I have good light, I'm all set.
Oh, Elena, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See? Exactly. Thank you, Elena. That's exactly what I've been saying. And what I was trying to say even on Monday when I was filming my Flosstube and talking about my penny spotlight at that time. And that's one of the reasons I like doing penny spotlight and featuring work from other stitchers, that we can see different things. I mean, I tend to stitch on 40 count linen. Let's face it. It's my favorite. I like some other counts, but I haven't been stitching on Aida. I like showing it all.
Do I use 2 strands over one? This I used 1 strand. If you're talking about Mighty Acorn, I just did 1 strand over 1.
Yeah. Okay. And Joanne, you're saying you still need to have +5 readers for stitching. Yeah. Hey, whatever works and whatever makes it good. And like we've all just talked about, whatever brings you joy with this hobby, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Allison tried linen, but her eyes couldn't do it. That was me. It was, I keep wanting to overcome this linen thing, but so then I started, I'll show it in a few minutes, a little project, and it was back on Aida, and I was like, oh, thank you. I love you, Aida. It was so much better. So it just, I don't know. She's always given me a hard time because I'm too hard on.
Yes. Nobody should be hard on yourselves for this. This is all supposed to be fun. All right. What's next? Oh, okay. So we did a project together.
We did.
We each have one, but it's project together. So I'm going to show you the cover of it. And
it's so stinking cute. She did have to bail me out of time.
Do you have the board? I think you have the board.
Sorry.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm sure we're going to need it to show these because they're small. Okay. So we got kits. And this is from Samplerbird Stitchery. Sorry, Michelle, I didn't mean to cover your face.
Oh.
And she has an Etsy shop. I will, once we're done with the live and I go in, I can edit my box down below. So if you're watching this later on, you're not watching it live, go down to the description box. I will have a link to Samplerbird Stitchery, her Etsy shop, and you can find this if you like it. So it's called Tomato Scissor Fab. You can kind of see the picture there. It is so stinking cute. That's the best way to say it.
Nancy's an Aida stitcher also. And little Annie Z wants to know, how did you guys meet?
Oh, that's Lisa. Okay, Lisa, Instagram. And what did we figure out? Oh, you were asking me questions, I think, about back in the fall. I did Friend Stitcher. I was talking about being signed up for it, and Michelle asked me some questions about it, and whatever, there was a connection, and we just started chatting all the time. So that's how.
Now I'm here.
Yeah.
They think I'm leaving, but I'm not.
Okay, so the tomato scissor fobs, we got a little sidetracked there, but so here are, you know what? I'm gonna hold them one at a time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, because so this is my version, which everything is in the kit. If you go check this out, it's like amazing what's in this kit, in all the detail that's included. So the tomato and the beads, and so that is 32 count linen that I stitched 2 over 2 to make the little, do I call it a pillow? I'm not sure. And then on the back, we personalized it. So we did M and M for Michelle and Michelle. But yeah, you get this little kit and you make this little strawberry, isn't it?
Tomato.
Yes. Tomato. There, I'll hold it a little closer. You don't need to see Michelle anyway.
No.
I am just so in love with this. All right. So let me show you Michelle's.
You have to show them side by side too to see the different sides.
If I can. Oh, yes. Okay.
Or I can try and hold one while you hold the other.
No, I can probably do it here in a second.
So
this is Aida. This is Michelle's. She used a piece of 20 count Aida for hers because she did not want to stitch. She was having no linen stitching that day, which was fine. And look at how cute it is. I'm going to show you side by side because you'll see how much smaller hers turned out. And I didn't expect it to turn out so much smaller. Here's the back of hers. So because of Aida, we had to do a couple modifications to the chart.
Yeah.
For one, she couldn't, I'll show you side by side. Okay. And then I'll tell you why the differences are. So you can see the size difference. And like I said, so we had to make a couple modifications for Michelle's. My initials and numbers are stitched over one floss thread over one linen thread. And because Michelle can't do over one on Aida, she doesn't have the tomato. And this is an alternative backing. The other thing we did that she modified is on the front. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this.
It's
Sorry about that.
Samplerbird Stitchery, Michelle.
Sorry. I'm trying to show you the front, right? Sorry, you guys. Okay. The front, Michelle, the front. The strawberries. So on mine, the way it's charted, it's 2 stitches with 1 off center below it. Yeah, it's just going to... Now, I don't know if you can see that. Michelle did those 2 stitches at the top and then did half a cross on each side of the 2 stitches and then kind of filled it in. You're not gonna be able to see it very well, I guess. But that was, and then the heads of the pins, Michelle did French knots for the heads of the pins, where I have just a little tiny cross stitch over one fabric thread. And, and Vivian gave you the answer. That's Samplerbird Stitchery. Again, she is on Etsy.
She just bought it.
Cool. Michelle, it is. It's so cute.
It is. And everything is counted out. Every bead it's a great kit.
One thing I will say that I think worked a little bit more smoothly with this. The kit comes with, sorry, I should sit back down so my head's not cut off.
Oh.
The kit comes with walnut shells.
Yes.
I couldn't think of the word.
Oh, and that's another difference between the two.
Yeah, so walnut shells. Both the tomatoes we stuffed with walnut shells. My pillow is stuffed with walnut shells. Michelle's, we pulled out polyfill and shoved it in there. And that seemed to work easier to put it together. And
it actually feels really good.
Yeah, she has a more firm finish. I think you can see that. Because mine, you can see like there's a little kind of like some dents or something in the pillow. But yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. It was fun.
It was.
It took us a couple days.
Yeah, the actual tomato, I think, took longer than the stitching. I don't know. It seemed like it took a while.
Yeah, the tomato did seem like it took a while just because... I think it's
because,
never made a tomato before, and that's not what we usually do. And
I don't waste time. Good job, Michelle.
And Michelle's telling you thank you. Michelle from Seattle for giving her the information, Viv. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Viv's off camera. She doesn't.
Me.
Oh, okay. She doesn't want to be on camera today, so. She might come over here and say hi if I convince her to. Oh, okay.
Oh.
You're going to peek in here? Peek in here.
Hi.
There's Vivian. And now that's it. That's probably all you're going to get on the camera today, which is just fine. She just wants to hang out. So that's cool. Okay, so we talked about that. And all right, so now we'll talk to you about what else we got up to this week.
We did.
Shopping. And this girl has never been to a cross stitch shop.
Is that not sad? That should just be.
That is very sad.
Isn't it? Thank you, Viv. It's very sad. So she had to fix that. And
well, it was a plan of
yes,
activities that we were for sure going to do.
And I got picked up at the airport and whisked to a cross stitch store.
This is true. And so Michelle is going to go first with our first stop. And then I'll show you what, because of course you can't go to a cross stitch shop and not buy anything, right?
No, they won't let you leave unless you buy something.
And I'm going to explain where we went because since
I don't know,
around near my house, I guess.
Yeah.
So we went to a pretty new shop. I think it's only been open maybe a couple months, if that. Excuse me. And it's called Riverview Stitching. It is in.
It was like being at Disneyland. Sorry. I didn't interrupt you.
It is in, Riverview Stitching. The designer AuryTM, I hope I pronounced her name correctly, is the owner. And so all of her designs are featured in the store. She has lots of other stuff too. And she was absolutely lovely while we were there. Like, did I say it's in Monroe, Michigan, which is, if anyone knows where Toledo, Ohio is, you're getting down pretty close. So it's down closer to Toledo, but it's south of Detroit. Oh,
Linda.
And Linda has already been there. Okay, cool. So that's the first time I've been there because it's not too far from my house, but it was close to the fairly close to the airport. So that's why we went that day. So now, Michelle, why don't you share with us what you got?
Two of these were actually, I purchased because of seeing the display. No.
Yeah.
What do they call that?
Someone's yelling at us right now.
It's
not a store display. What is it?
Yeah, a sample stitch?
No.
You turn the camera on and words are so hard. Anyways, whatever. Someone has already stitched it and it's up on the wall.
Shop model.
Shop model.
Yes.
That was hard.
Yep. Oh, there. Linda says it now. Yeah.
Oh, right. Sample model. Yeah.
I told you people were yelling at us.
So I got this 12 Days of Christmas and she had it up on the wall. Whoops. And it was absolutely adorable. And then she also had it individual ones.
No, you're fine.
On
you're fine.
a tree. And it's absolutely adorable. I like that it's more simple than some of the other 12 Days of Christmas that are, I don't know. I just like the simplicity. So I got that and it calls for, I think that one calls for Aida. Yeah, it's all Aida.
You mean DMC?
DMC. Totally what I meant. Exactly what I meant.
What? Yeah. Okay.
No, it's required. Everyone stitch it on Aida.
Yes. Yes. DMC called for.
And then I got this one. Well,
okay.
Again, because of the shop model, it was absolutely gorgeous. I would have loved to have bought all of them. But there was something about this one that I just loved. And it calls for DMC and it will be on Aida. But I think I'm going to use Classic Colorworks Black Coffee. That was her idea. Got to give props. I think I'll just add a little bit. And, oh, are they losing sound?
Just one person.
Oh,
you're okay.
And,
oh, sorry for flipping it in the face.
Yes,
okay,
I saw
so
the Alice in Wonderland. Linda, is that the one you mean? Because I did see that. She had it behind the register.
Yes.
And it was so very cool the way it was designed. Words are hard. And then I got a Heart Remembers because you got to buy all the Blackbird. And I love everything in there. It's amazing.
So that's the Nashville release. Or, well, one of them, right?
And we had the spending freeze during the Nashville release. So, and last from there is Keepers of the Pins.
Yep, Keeper of the Pins from Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. Another Nashville release.
And I got just a little baby start on
got it.
On this one.
What's that one called?
Red Sampler Pincushion.
Red Sampler Pincushion. You just couldn't stand it. You had to start one.
Just had to start. Plus, I wanted my Aida back. But I think I want to do all of them in here. I don't think, yeah. And I bought something somewhere else to put them in. Whoops.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna
So
need that. Okay.
That's my.
So you're all. That's your Riverview Stitching haul.
Yes, I got wax and needles
collection.
Yeah, but that's the exciting stuff.
Where did I put mine? Oh, sorry. I'm usually more organized than this, right? Let's see. Okay, I didn't buy the chart. I had this chart, Cinnamon Stars, and I bought what floss I could, what was called for, and what was available at the shop. That was one of the projects I guess you'd say I started kitting it up. And then 2020 Heart and Hand Collector's Heart. Again, I had the chart, but I wanted to get that. Okay, kit it up. And those are just miscellaneous things.
Hi, Christine.
And
hi, Maria.
And then I bought one chart and kept it simple, I guess. I was kitting up instead of buying charts. Yeah. That's what it was.
It was over with the thread.
I'm trying to pull the chart cover out so that you don't have big glare. All right. And again, she had the shop model up. And this just is gorgeous. She has it stitched in black, and I think it's DMC 310 that she used to stitch it, if I remember right, for the model in the store. I am going to use something else. I haven't decided yet, but I'll use an over-dyed black because I'm sorry for the noise. I want a little variation in there in my black, and I'm going to use a little bit darker of a color of fabric. Of course, when am I going to start it? I don't know. But I got it. I love it. And Jeff was with us, and he really likes it too because it's black with red, and those are his favorite colors. All right. So that is my Riverview Stitching collection. All right, Bev. Okay. So now Michelle's going to talk about our next stop, which is technically my LNS, but it's not like it's right around the corner, and it's not in a place that I, go to Target or what, any normal kind of errands. So it is Stitches and Things. It's in Fenton, Michigan, which is about 30 minutes from my house, or well, a little more than that. But yeah,
we got there and I was so excited, and we walk up to the door and it said closed. But Michelle tries the door and it was open, so it was all good.
Yeah, they just
made our way
and flipped their sign around for the day. Yeah.
So there I got latest release.
Yeah.
From
Punch Needle and Primitive Stitch.
I'm sure everybody
Stitcher.
has seen that. And then as we're looking around, we're at opposite ends, and then we cross paths, and Michelle says, "Oh, I'm getting this. Have you seen it? It's Stitcher's Best Friend." Do you want to?
Oh yeah, I can hold it.
And I'm like, well, of course I need a Stitcher's Best Friend. So,
okay, so I heard of this on someone's Flosstube, and I think it was Too Tall Stitchers. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. I'll probably be asking Jen if she did have it so that I can see if she, how to use it. So it's called the Stitcher's Best Friend. And one end is sort of a little hook, but it's not a hook exactly. It's a little more like a claw. And then the other end is the eye of a needle, but it's open on the end of it. So I know it's supposed to help, what's it say here? Removing stitches, tying in loose threads, managing your tension, and repairing your finished projects.
There's a YouTube video also, if you search Stitcher's Best Friend tool. It's like a minute and a half, something like that. But
yeah, it's not long.
Had to watch that to learn how to use it. And then just a little scissor sheath. Thanks. That says Stitches and Things.
So that has their logo on it. So.
And then I got Mr. and Mrs. Thank you. My nephew's getting married. This paper bag's probably making noise. And so I thought I would do that for them. And then this one is so cute. Chubby bird. Take it out. I'll get these ready. that's been on my list. So
Chubby Bird from Jeannette Douglas.
making all the noise.
Oh, this one is being stubborn.
know.
Okay, I got it.
Okay,
Let's do this.
that one, Stacy Nash, To My Friend. So cute, the back. If you show them how it
And then they have,
finishes
she
up.
shows
It's
it
so
on the back,
cute.
stacked up. Yeah.
And she actually did that in honor of Alma from Blackbird Designs. So, had to have that. And then last is Mary Mary, another one by Stacy Nash.
Oops, sorry.
And I think that was a Nashville. No, I don't know. I think it's new because I don't remember ever seeing it.
I have a feeling this was a Nashville. That's what I'm feeling, but I could be wrong. This was a Nashville release. Sorry for the glare.
The Chubby Bird is adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, Linda, it's very cute. It's gonna, well, I say it's gonna get stitched up right away. So is everything else.
Does that take care of your collection from
yep.
Stitches and Things? Okay. So I'll show you what trouble I got into as Stitches and Things. So I got Stitcher's best friend first.
She did.
She copied me.
I
also picked
totally
up the
did.
scissor
Yes.
sheath first.
Yep.
She copied me.
100%.
So I have those. All right. You may have seen these already. The Puntini pins. I've never seen them in person, and they are
so cute.
so adorable. They're teeny tiny. I had no idea how small they were. And I loved the cardinal and the snowman and the snowflake on this one.
There were several different collections. There was only one, so she got it. Quit shaking the table. And the pins were so cute. Oh, you got another set. Sorry.
Yes, I'll get to that in a
ahead.
second. Yep. Okay. So I got Blackbird Designs, Sing a Song of Seasons. I just love that flower vase. So I picked that one up. I don't know if I've seen it before or not. This I've seen before and I've thought about it for a while. And so I bought it. Oh, Joyous Day, Blackbird Designs. This one, let's try to make it easier here. Merrily, Merrily, We Welcome Spring, Blackbird Designs. And some of these, honestly, I don't even know if I have seen them before. I just was digging through all of what they had. Here is Sewing Club by Blackbird Designs. And I don't even remember how many projects. Oh, 16 projects are in here. And I think I want to make every single one. So, and then I fell in love with this. Jeannette Douglas, Take Time to Read. I think this has been around a while. I don't know if you can see it. I love to read. Vivian loves to read and always has. And so I really thought of her the most with this one.
Do you think you'll do it on Gingham?
If I'll do what?
Do it on Gingham? Like the other?
I guess I hadn't thought of that. Maybe. I don't know, because some of this, it's not terribly big. I don't, let's say it's 70 by 70 is the stitch count. It's not real big. So I don't know if the gingham will take away from the details in there because it's smaller. So we'll see. I don't even know when I'm going to pick this one up. So you're asking me for fabric choices and I have no idea. And, oh, and then I have one more project that I purchased and I started it. I couldn't help myself.
Purchased and started.
Yeah. So it is Hands-On Design Block Party 4th. This was a Nashville release. I don't know if everyone has seen it or not. but I just fell in love with it. And we're going to be talking about FFO Mania here in a little bit.
Well, Linda said she just framed a piece today, and that she finished stitching in June 2020, making some headway.
That's awesome, Linda. That's really awesome. Okay, so Black Party 4th. Here are the pins. So I got the pin collection that goes with it. And my start is very small. The eagle head. And he doesn't even have a beak or eyes yet. So you can see that here on the chart. So I'm starting the side, and then I'll do the top after I get the side done.
Sarah's stitching that right now.
Oh, awesome, Sarah. I am stitching this on 28 count antique copper Jobelin from Witchelt. The camera doesn't look to be picking up the color very well. It's kind of greenish a little bit. And then obviously a little bit of coppery modeling in there, coppery color. It calls for all DMC colors. I actually did a fairly quick conversion. I converted it almost all to anchor flosses that I have that, I got at Michael's. And, but I kept the white, which is DMC 3865, because I couldn't find an anchor that was close to that. And I am going to do like F is for flag. And all the other words are going to be stitched in Classic Colorworks Black Coffee.
She's copying me.
Yeah.
Actually, it was her idea to begin with. So, Linda, how are you doing FFO Mania? Since you're working on pile of finishes.
Yes, you're working on pile of finishes. So while we're waiting to see if Linda can answer, that wraps up my stitches and things. So now Michelle's going to show you her collection from.
I have to grab it.
All right, she's got to grab some stuff.
Sorry.
So she's got to go off camera and see. Let's see. Were you able to answer us, Linda? Oh, okay. So, Linda, I'll talk more about FFO Mania. Apparently, you haven't been watching my floss tubes. What? Do you have a life? I'm absolutely joking. But seriously, I've talked about it at least a couple of times, I think. It's my idea. And it's actually spelled FFOMaynia. That's the hashtag. I should probably type that in there. Let's see if I can do that for you. Oops. I hope that's not for everyone else to see, but if it is, oh well. Here, let me type in the hashtag for you guys to be able to see it in the chat. There you go. Okay, so there's the hashtag. And I'll give you the quick explanation here, Linda. For the month of May, Mania usually is, people tend to do a lot of starts. And I did that last year. I did a new start every day of the month. And I still have several of them sitting in a drawer in whips, but I only stitched on them one day when I started them in May last year. And I have, you will see in a while, a bit of a stack of finishes that need to be FFOs. And I decided that my Mania craziness was going to be getting those finishes into FFOs. So that is why I started FFO Mania. And if you would love to, I'm hoping that there's a group of us, or many of us, that are helping each other be motivated and keep everyone going and get more of those things out of the finished drawer, pile, bin, wherever you have them hiding and put away. Let's get them out. So,
oh, nice.
And Linda, that is essentially sort of my plan for the month. So, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes.
And just a quick note, with her encouragement and stuff, she is literally like this all the time. It's not just on camera. She's amazing. Just
Okay.
Shameless plug.
Enough about me. We are going to move on to our last crafting stop of the week. And Michelle, one of her requests was to go to Hobby Lobby. So you're about to see what someone's haul looks like that cannot go to Hobby Lobby and cannot have it shipped to their house.
They won't ship to Alaska. It's very sad.
So show us what you got, Michelle.
Okay. Some of this is very amazing stuff, people. So hold on. Okay, this actually is a little, I just bumped the camera, sorry.
That's okay.
What would you call it? Like for Chubby
like
Bird.
A tart.
Yeah.
It's a tart pan, but it's on a little pedestal.
So I thought it might work with Chubby Bird. I don't know, but I'll find something for it. And it was only $3.99. So that was a good little purchase. Whoa. And then I found this pretty little guy. Now see, everything has to go back in a suitcase, so there's nothing big. Although I will show you something in a second that I'm trying to figure out how to get home. And if you're interested in the number, not sure if that's focused.
No, it doesn't look like
it.
Looks like the item number is 5681549.
So I thought that would be a cute little dough bowl. Isn't that what they're called? And then for the pin keeper of the pins.
Keeper of the pins.
Yeah, I found this and I thought that would be really cute to put all the finished pillows in there. And that is, it was $6.99, half off. I can't read the tag.
You know what? This is what we're going to do. If you're terribly interested in any of these items, you can ask and then we'll tell you the number.
Okay.
And if you're watching this and we're no longer live, leave a comment below, because you know in my comment box what that means. Yeah. Each comment in the box below is worth a penny going into the pennies for peace, Ukraine. Let me try that again. The pennies for Ukraine peace jar. And that is getting donated to World Central Kitchen. So like I said, if you're interested in a particular item number from Hobby Lobby, then we'll get that number for you.
Definitely.
Otherwise, I don't think we have to go through them each and every
Sarah's doing a whip mania. That's what I need to do. I have so many.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea, Sarah.
Number for the tart.
Whips that you're close.
They want the number for the tart.
Yep, tart tin is actually, it's considered candles.
So it wasn't on sale.
No, it wasn't on sale. So it's $3.99, and the item number is 1793702. Okay. So that was the candle tart pan. I don't know what to call it. Candle holder tart pan. How about that? Okay.
So we do have a Michael's and Joann's up in Alaska. So we're not completely deprived, but we don't have Hobby Lobby. And my mom makes American Girl doll size dresses. And so I picked up some cute little buttons for her. So you guys are going to see a bunch of stuff. I mean, it's not all stitching related, but
Okay.
it's the girl that doesn't get to go to Hobby Lobby haul.
Those are the buttons.
And then just a little sewing tape because it looked cute. And
Tape measure.
yeah. More gifts for Mom. Just elastic. For
Elastic. I don't think everyone needs me to show them that too much detail.
If you need the item number, we can provide it. And then my daughter's graduating. 2022 stickers. Then my dad, he has a business called Mr. Moose. It's on Facebook if you want to look it up. And we make and sell moose cedar planters and, well, other stuff besides just moose, but his company's called Mr. Moose. So I found this, it was actually in the kids department, but
There you go.
that is going to go in the garage so he can hang up his apron
Yeah.
in style. And then I found this little tin in the Notions. It's absolutely adorable. And so I saw somewhere someone used one of those in their bag to keep their threads. What do I want to say?
Yeah.
Orts.
Yeah.
And then also they
This
put
is
a
just a little
magnet in the top, and then they had their needles on there. And so I thought that was just cute design. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to figure out how to get home. Okay. So there's a weight limit. And, well, I also went to Trader Joe's. We don't have a Trader Joe's. And so I've got a lot of stuff to try and fit in my suitcase. But these are for my daughter. I sent her a picture of them to ask if she liked them and which one she wanted. And she replied, both. Yes. So I've got to try and figure out how to get those home.
Which they're not that heavy.
No,
It's
that's
just
I
the
was thinking maybe
size
an
of them,
extra carry-on, because I don't think they charge you for an extra carry-on. I don't know. They charge you for everything. And one last thing for my daughter again. She is taking an art class in through the university up there, and so I just thought that was really cute. Little brush holder washer.
Yep.
And so I picked that up. And that is my haul.
Oh, and Linda's suggesting to ship them. That is
we thought of that too.
Yeah, flat rate boxes through the UPS or the post office are fairly reasonable way to get some things. And if that's what it comes down to, then that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. Thank you, Marla. Another one saying you can mail them. So yep.
Thank you, Elena.
Let's see.
Galvanized metal candle holder. Yeah.
I'm sure it sounds yeah. And then they're saying to mail your clothes home, put everything else in your suitcase.
That's what I was thinking, because I got a bunch of goodies from Trader Joe's, snacks and stuff, and for gifts that I wanted to be able to give them when I get home. And I thought, well, I could just mail my clothes and bring all the goodies home in my suitcase. So that was a good idea.
All right, so now I'm going to show you mine. I apologize. I'm going to adjust this a little bit because I'm having a hard time staying in my seat, if you couldn't tell. There, I think that's okay. All right, so I'm going to show you the few things I picked up at Hobby Lobby too. Same thing. If you need an item number, let us know and we'll try to get it or say it. And if you're watching this not when it was live, then leave me a comment with the question down below and I'll look it up and get it for you. Okay, so first thing I bought, and this was actually a set of 3, but I don't have them all right here, are these adorable little baskets. And the reason I bought these was so they came in a set of 3. I could have them sitting here on my work table and one by my sewing machine for trash bins, little tiny trash bins, because I feel like I'm always needing something here when I'm working. And so I got that. I also got one of the Tarte, I don't remember, someone gave us, the fully galvanized metal candle holder.
Oh, she copied me on this one.
Yes,
She
and I copied
totally
her on
copied me.
that. Yep.
And I agree, Linda. Alaska needs a Trader Joe's.
Yeah. And then I got this and this. They're fairly small, but I think they would be adorable to put finishes on. I do not have particular finishes picked out yet to go on these, but I just fell in love with them and they were half off. So it was a great way to kind of stock up on a couple things. And all right, let me grab a couple more. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. It tipped over. Now I'm almost afraid to pull these out because they're frames and I'm afraid the glass is going to be all cracked. But I don't see any pieces down there. So frames were half off. I picked up this one because it's white, sort of distressed, and I love that it's square 8x8. So I love this. And then I think I can kind of stay a little more organized here if I put it back together. And then this is just another frame that I picked up. But what I like about it is I can set it like it's a box frame, so it'll sit wherever I want it to sit without it having an easel on the back. And I like the color of it. And one more frame. These 2 first ones that I showed you, I have all these FFOs to do, and I don't really have anything in mind for those. I just really liked them. This one, I think I have something in mind for it, but if it doesn't work, I just really liked this frame. So it's kind of black on the outside and distressed, and then it has this like white piece inset there. So, and then I just got a couple other kind of boring finishing pieces. So that was my haul from Hobby Lobby. And I'm just checking our list here to keep myself going. All right, give me just a second to set this down. Okay, Ginger. I'll give you, let's see, the white frame. Did you see it enough to be able, I'll just give you the number off it. Like I said, it's 8x8. They had some other sizes. It was $16.99. The item number is 2123297. And that was for this square 8x8 frame. I think that's the one you were telling me that you liked. Okay, let me just set this down. All right, the next thing I want to do, I'm sorry, I feel a little discombobulated at the moment. Okay, so Ginger, I think I gave you the number. I hope that you caught it. Okay. Yep, I was just trying to make sure that I'm sticking on my list here. So I wanted to give you a quick update on the Ukrainian piece jar and filling it. Like I said, still haven't gotten those pennies yet as I need. Tip this a little more. There. Then I feel like my head's not getting cut off. So here's the penny jar. And since Monday, I've had 134 comments. So that's $1.34 getting added. I have had 22 new subscribers. And at 10 pennies each, that's $2.20. And my running total, the last time I caught you up, which was this past Monday, was $31.03. We're now up to $34.57. And as of right now, my live is saying that we have 70 people on live. Woo! So that should equate, if you count 10 pennies per person, that's another, oh, now it's a 71. That is $7.10 going in this jar. So we're getting, I'm going to have to pick a time when I'm going to say, all right, time to donate. So, but like I said, any comments worth a penny, and everyone that is joining live today is going to count for 10 pennies. And as a reminder, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe down below. And each new subscriber is also worth 10 pennies in my jar. So for everyone that's been commenting and talking about this, thank you so much. I can't wait to do a donation. Okay, so I said before, if there was anyone that had questions for me that maybe I could answer on live. And so I have a few here that people asked me. One of them, which I've shared on past videos, but one question was where I got this chart to stitch. This is actually from Modern Folk Embroidery, and it is a freebie on his site. And this here is the word mir in Ukraine, and it means peace. And so I stitched that, and then I made the jar, put the jar together. Let's see. Okay, other questions. I was asked about, and I don't know if everyone is familiar with these exactly, but I call them penny pulls. And what it is either a zipper pull or a scissor fob, whatever you would like to use it for. And I didn't get one out. I don't think I have one that I can show you. So I make them and give them away. And how I make that, so I was asked about a picture that is in the end of my Flosstube videos, which won't have it here. And in the picture, you can see that it's a fob. How I make it is I braid it like a friendship bracelet style, right? I don't know how many people used to make friendship bracelets. I always did growing up. And let's see, I think Vivian started braiding some friendship bracelets, and that made me come up with the idea because I wanted a way to figure out how to make a penny into a charm and to make it significant enough that I could have it for a zipper pull or a scissor fob. And so that's why I added that friendship bracelet portion. And like I said, I've just made them and given them out to people here and there, and always with a card that explains that the reason I braid them in friendship bracelet style is because I treasure the friendship that I'm gaining through our wonderful hobby. So that's kind of a quick on that. And then I had someone else ask me if I professionally framed or did DIY, essentially. I don't remember the exact wording, to fully finish my projects. Well, there's a reason I'm having FFO Mania. I have so many to FFO, but the ones I have, the FFOs I do have, I've done all of them myself so far. And I plan to continue that trend. Maybe someday I will end up with a larger project that I want to take and have framed. But for right now, I like doing it all myself. And to be honest, I don't know, even if they're professionals, I'm not sure if I trust them to do, I don't want to say not to do a good job, but if it will come out exactly the way I want it to come out. And normally I can control that. If I want to take 10 hours to frame something because I want to get one stitch straight, and I'm going to do that because it's my thing. If it's their business, they can't afford to take 10 hours to frame something and to get it exactly straight if there's something wonky. So anyway, that's my thing. Oh, yes. Okay. So Christine, you're asking if you can see one. Yeah, I make them for other people and I don't have any of my own. So I cannot show you a penny pull. Even if you go back one video, so Flosstube 23 and zoom toward the end, I have, I think, 5 pictures at the end of my video. And it's the first picture and it's with another cross stitch project and it's black and cream and like a copper color, and it has a penny attached to it. I apologize. I was going to look to see if I have one and get it out, and I forgot, and I'm pretty sure I don't have one. So I apologize for not being able to actually show you. Let's see. And then my other question was about FFO Mania and kind of how I organized and planned out what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to try to share some of that with you. I'm looking at my timer and we've already been on for an hour, so I don't want to take it in forever and a day. So I'm going to go fairly quickly. Anyone that has watched me in the past, you are familiar with nearly all of these items that I'm going to show you. So I don't think I need to take a really long time. If you're not watching this live, or if you're watching it live and you want to know, I won't show chart pictures or anything either. I don't have that out for everything. If you're watching it live, or if you're watching this and I'm no longer live, you can check down in the description box and I will list everything, designer and, project name. And so you can at least get that information to find if you liked a particular project. You may also send me a comment and I will do my best to answer, especially if you're looking for a particular project that I showed. And the other thing you can do is almost everything, because it's finishes, I think almost everything I will show you is on my Instagram, which is also at Penny's Daughter Shares, no punctuation. And I know that I've shared everything there. So you may just have to scroll back a bit to see it, but that would be another way that you could find the details. Okay. All right, so the difference with the live is if I was just talking to the camera and I wasn't live with you guys, like I could have hit pause, got myself a drink, got a breath, and started again. It's very different to be live, but it's so fun because I get feedback from you guys. And that was the other thing I wanted to say is if you have any other questions for me that you want to ask, even if it's not related to FFO Mania or the stuff that I'm going to show you here, let me know and I'll hopefully catch it here in the chat, and I can try to answer it for you if there is anything. Okay, so for how I got organized. On my last video, I showed you I had a stack of index cards. And so I have, essentially, I have one of these for each of my finishes. And so I can, so I'll show you an example here. Excuse me. All right, so here's one, and I'll show you this project here in a second. So it's Farm and Folk Penny Cushions, Heartstring Samplery. So I wrote the name of the item on there. Now this one, I already know how I'm going to fully finish it. And so I wrote that down here without a lot of detail because I just already have it in my head, and it's going to be fairly simple in terms of not a lot of trims or details to the finish itself. And I wrote myself a note here to say that it's for Jeff's office because it's something he likes. Now, if I didn't know, so all the cards have the designer name and the project name. If I have an FFO plan, I have it written down. Whatever those items might be that I have here that I know, or if I need something, I might make a note of it if I know what the FFO is going to be. Or if I have no idea what the FFO is going to be, it may say nothing. Usually I'll write like a question mark and I'll jot down almost like brainstorm ideas. You know, like maybe this one I might have written down question mark frame because of how it looks. So, okay. So we'll start with that one. So this is going to be, sorry for the cough. It's going to be a bit of, I'm going to call it a finish parade. And I was going to start with, I have a new finish this week, and I don't know what I did with it. Oh, okay. Is that, no? All right. Well, let me show you my finish. So here's my card for this one. It's Berries in Bloom from Hands-On Design. Here is my finish. And I did my own conversion for the 3 reds and the 3 greens. I used the called for brown and I used the called for white. This is stitched 2/2 on 28 count affogato from Fiber on a Whim. I gotta close my eyes so I can read my brain and tell you what the details are. I have a kit, and I don't know what I did with it. Nope. I don't know. We're going to see if we can find it here really quick. I know it's in this room somewhere. I just don't know what I did with it. I have a kit from Simple Stitches Fabric Shop that I'm going to make this into a patchwork pillow. And seriously, I had a hold of it just a little while ago. There it is. Okay, Vivian found it for me. Now I can show it to you. Again, this is where I would have hit pause and went and found it so that you weren't watching me fumble. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's right. So usually I insert a picture for you of which I'll have a link to this kit in the description box below. Like I said, it's Simple Stitches Fabric Shop. Here are the fabrics, and it's like a throw pillow, patchwork pillow that would be the full finish that I'm going to do for that one. So like you can see on here, chart name, designer, and that I have a kit to finish it off and make my FFO. So that's the first finish in the parade. Oh goodness, are you ready for this? I don't know if I am. The next one I'm going to show you is what I was just talking about. So this is Farm and Folk Penny Cushion. There's actually 2 of them in the chart by Heartstring Samplery. And like I said, I plan to make this sort of a cover for a throw pillow. And I'm not sure exactly how that's going to turn out or how it's going to work exactly yet. I just have to mess with it until I get it done. So I have a throw pillow that this matches, and it will go in Jeff's office. And yes, Christine, I do have a very sweet helper. Okay. Next up, for anyone who's been following along with me for a little while, and it's been a while, I think when I did a bunch of Halloween FFOs, I pulled this out to work on, and I called it an FFO fail. So an FFO F. At the time, because I had this, what I thought was a really great idea, but I could not execute my idea. So this was a chart I ordered on Etsy, and it's a personalized chart. So it has our last name on it, and I stitched it on the gingham. So if I hold this up, so I have this set of beads going around this circle to kind of frame it. And this is supposed to hang in the center of, I have a wreath on the back of my front door. So it's inside the house. And I want to hang this like right in the center of it. And this will look really awesome. Well, it's all like, it's not working. So I got an embroidery hoop, which is the size, and I think I can attach it all together. We'll see. If not, I will, if this won't work, then I'll figure something else out, because I mean, I have this pretty far. I need to figure out a way to make it and leave it in a circle. So that is the next one. Let's see. My next one is, it was a kit. It is You Are My Love Story and it's from the Trilogy. And it was a kit, so it came with the fabric, the floss, and the little charms. I started this in Mania last year, and I pulled it out in January. And for anyone that's been following along for a while, my wedding anniversary is in January. And so I finished this up near our 22nd anniversary. And I have the FFO all planned for this one. I mean, every detail. Have I done it yet? You tell me. So this is one of the first ones that I want to get done. Actually, pretty much, I think everything I've showed you so far, except maybe my most recent finish, is where I kind of want to start, because I have a plan and where I'm going. You'll see soon that I have some that I don't have a plan. And in terms of, I've had people ask me before about where I got this. I think I bought it from my local needle workshop, my LNS. And let's see what I want to say. Again, I could pause right now. I don't think this is out of print, but I don't know for sure. So I don't know to So my LNS is Stitches and Things in Fenton, Michigan. You could, if you can't find it elsewhere, you could try to call them and see if they can get it for you. Because I'm pretty sure that's where I found this. And for sure I got it more than a year ago. So, okay. I'm taking too long on these because you've seen them before, some of them. My next finish is actually one that Michelle did too. And so this is Let's Talk Stitching from Hands On Design. And as you can see, I made changes and did some color converting. Everything actually is stitched with the called for flosses, except for the words. I used Classic Colorworks Black Coffee. Everything else, oh, I'm sorry. The only other thing that's not called for is the gray on the scissors and the key in the hoop. The gray, the called for gray wouldn't have showed up on this very well. So I swapped that out. I'll show you Michelle's because I am going to be making the bags for the full finishes. So this is part of my FFO Mania. So this is Michelle's. And when she was talking about her frustrations with stitching on linen, this was this project. And we both used the same color fabric, same color flosses. And my FFO, I don't know, let's see how much glare. Not too bad. Simple Stitches Fabric Shop has a kit to make this stitch and stow bag. And I have the kit and the pattern, and then I can make us each a project bag with those stitches. So I'm pretty excited about that. All right. Hold, please. All right. So I'm not talking too fast because either that or I don't know. You guys are pretty quiet now. So I have a feeling I'm talking really fast. Next one is, I just showed it in my last Flosstube, I think. This is Springtime Cottontail from Teresa Kogut. And it is in Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher, the Spring 2021 issue is where the chart's from. Yes, Michelle, Winter Rose Manor is going to be part of FFO Mania. Why are you rushing me? I know I have it in there. We've got it. That is for sure. It absolutely 100% will get done in May because how long have I had it like that? Way too long. So, this one, I don't even have my notes here, so I can't even tell you for sure what the fabric is. If you have questions, let me know. And and Michelle, you don't need to apologize. I think it's funny. I used called for flosses. This is 32 count. And I stitched 2 over 2 to get it done. And I'm not going to tell you the fabric because I will get it wrong. I'm drawing a total blank right now. So, all right. Ooh, these are some of my favorites, and I cannot wait to get these fully finished. So this is, it's from Jeannette Douglas Designs. I believe that she calls it her Into series. And there is one for each season. And I have all 4 of them here, so I'll just show them one at a time. This is fall into autumn. And really quick to remind you if you've heard it before, or if you're new here and you haven't heard it, all 4 of these I have stitched on gray and white gingham or barn check. It's called different things. And it's some sort of an even weave. You used to be able to get it at Hobby Lobby. Maybe they clearanced it out. I'm not sure. I think I may have heard that. But I've also bought a piece at Fat Quarter Shop, I know. And I think I've seen it even on Etsy. If you Google it, I'm pretty sure that Zweigart is the maker. And then I treated it with Instant Antique Spray from Primitive Gatherings. And what I loved about all 4 of these are these specialty stitches that I got to do on all of them. I've never done specialty stitches before, and I love them. Sorry, the fabric is 32 count. I stitched 2/2 for everything. And if you hear the friendly dog barking in the background, that is my neighbor's dog. And let's see, every night about this time when she comes out to go do her business before bedtime, she barks. So anyway, fall into autumn. Then I have cozy into winter. And I don't know if I said I used all called for colors in the flosses. And you guys will have to watch on the whispering because I don't know if the microphone's picking it up because you're pretty close to the computer. Here is Jump into Spring. And my most recent finish, and I would say this has to be Zweigart, right? It has the orange stitching in there, right? And here is Soar into Summer. My planned FFO for each of these is to make a pin pillow, and I'm pretty sure that each one of them is going to end up with some sort of I'll call it a fabric border on the bottom because I want to raise them up a little bit and make them more of an oblong rectangular pillow shape. Because I took a lot of time on those specialty stitches and I want to see them when I have it in a dough bowl or wherever I happen to display the pillow. I want to be able to see these. So I think if I have a little something down here, it'll bring everything a little higher. So I want to make sure and see that all the time. Okay, hold please. All right, my next one that I want to share is, thank you guys for the compliments that you're giving me. The next one is the Wordplay series from Brenda Gervais, which with Thy Needle and Thread. I am planning to get all 12 months stitched. My original goal was 2 per month, and that means this year, that means I would have finished by the end of June, all 12 of them. However, I have fallen behind with other projects, or fallen behind on this because I've been working on other projects. So I have 5 of them done. I'll show them to you really quick. I still plan to get all 12 done before the end of the year. And I think at least a few of these will get finished with FFO Mania. I still haven't 100% decided if I might wait and do all 12 at once. And, okay, so here's January. I'm stitching the entire series on 40 count ancient from Picture This Plus. I'm stitching 1/2, and almost everything is called for colors. The main changes that I've done is, generally speaking, I have to choose a brighter white than is called for because I don't think my fabric is quite as dark as her original called for fabric. Otherwise, it's pretty much all called for colors. So that's January. And for my FFO, I have a perpetual calendar that has a blackboard piece to it that these will fit on. And I'm going to set it up with a system of washers and magnets to switch it out each month. This is February. And like I said, all of these are called for colors pretty much, and all have the same fabric, 40 count ancient from Picture This Plus. That's March. And April. That bunny is so cute. I just love the bunny. And May. And I have to say, I think May was my favorite one to stitch so far. I don't know if that's because that is a birthday month in our household or not, but I really like it. So I have June started. So I should have had June through June done by the end of March. Well, we're at the end of April. I don't have June done, and obviously I don't have July and August done either. Because I'm like that, I've got to do them in order because that's just the way my brain works. So that is the next one. And it looks like we're going to move into more of a Christmas and winter sort of, at least a few projects. This one, my board's not quite big enough. This is Raise a Glass of Cheer from Blackbird Designs. Right? Yes. Okay. I was trying to make sure I had the right name on it. And I've talked at length about how I stitched this. And if you have questions, you can let me know. I don't want to repeat everything that for anyone that's already heard it. And you're like, okay, Michelle, that's enough. I did stitch this on 40 count Brea from Needle and Flax. I absolutely love this fabric, and I have ordered more of it. But for anyone that's familiar with Needle and Flax, she's out a little ways for when you have orders in the queue. And I am patiently waiting because I can't wait to stitch on it again. And I stitched, so it's 40 count, so it's 1/2, called for colors except for like the base of the flowers, and then you can see a few leaves there that are green. And I don't remember the called for color, but mine was not green at all. But the chart picture, it looked very green, and I wanted it to be green. So I substituted Weeks Dye Works Oscar for that section. Otherwise, it's called for. And I have a frame for this. I plan on getting that framed up. There's a few little challenges with this, but... And okay, so I'm just looking at a couple of questions. Okay, Charlotte is asking about the antique spray that I mentioned. And it's so fun. I'm laughing because my first live, we talked about it, and I get questions about it a lot. And I'm going to get my assistant to grab the bottle of it for me, and I can show you what it looks like. I think Fat Quarter Shop will carry it, and you can find it on Etsy. I think I ordered it on Etsy. Viv went to look for it. Oh, okay. I thought it was right there.
Oh, it is.
Okay. All right, we found it. All right, we're gonna get that over here. Okay. Insta Antique. So this is what it looks like. And I think it says right on here that it's walnut. Maybe not. Maybe I read that somewhere. Nope. Okay, it doesn't say it on there. I thought that's what how they made it dark, but it says aging solution for fabrics and other fibers. And literally all I did was I laid my fabric out flat and I sprayed it. And I went back and sprayed it several different times because it wasn't quite dark enough. And you can always add more, but you can't take it away. So I didn't want to get it too dark at first. So I just did a series of spraying until I got it to the color I wanted. I do spray my fabric before I stitch, although I've read, well, it says right on here, you can use it on on fabric or fibers. I think there's someone out there that used it on twill tape too. I think I remember seeing that somewhere. And you could spray after you've stitched if you wanted. That scares me because it's too little of control. And for those of you who maybe want to dip your toe in, I'll call it that, dip your toe into dyeing fabrics, but you don't really want to dye fabrics because you're afraid of the mess. That's me. This is a good compromise. So there's my infomercial on Insta Antique. Just make sure you have like paper underneath and it's not anywhere that you're going to end up staining something as you're spraying. Okay, back to the FFO, or not FFO parade, not yet. Nope, it's a finished parade. This one is Rocking Horse Holiday from Artful Offerings. And my board's not big enough, so I think you can see okay, right? I just love this so much. It is not stitched with called for as I'm looking at it. I know I made several conversions, but I don't remember exactly what all they are right now. If you want to know, let me know, and I'll do what I can to answer. I do know I stitched this on 40 count ale from Picture This Plus, and I stitched 1/2. And my plan is I have a frame for this, but I have to do some work with the frame because I don't quite like how it looks at the moment. So, and that's going to be a challenge for me because that's not my normal kind of thing to do. Hi, Diane. Thank you for joining. Yes, I'm still going. All right. And there's Viv doing a little pop in again. Okay. This next one I love, and I really need to get it framed so that I can enjoy it more. This is Peace on Earth from Blackbird Designs. This was my local needlework shop. Every month it changes, but they give out free charts when you purchase from them. And this was one of them I got, and I can't remember what month it was that I got it. But that's where it's from. So I don't know if there's any way for you to buy it. I stitched this on 40 count Brea from Needle and Flax. And I love how there's this little bit of pink in the background on the fabric, and I just think it flows with those colors so awesome. These are all the called for flosses. And I really want to find a reddish color, squarish frame to put that in. I just think that will set it off perfectly. Guys, I don't even know if I'm halfway through this finished braid. All right, and keeping with the Christmas theme here, next up is Snow Penny from Teresa Kogut. Called for flosses, except I'm pretty sure I changed the color of the snowman because I don't remember. I think the called for white was not bright enough, in my opinion, in the dye lot that I was able to get. So I know I changed that to be brighter. Everything else I'm pretty sure is called for. This is stitched on 32 count. The color is kudzu from Weeks Dye Works, I think, but I'm pulling all that out of my brain. So I don't have my notes right here. If you need to know, let me know, and I'm more than happy to look it up for you. And I stitched it 2/2. And here's my notes, and I have my finished size. So I have no idea what I'm doing with this one yet. All right, the next one is from Fat Quarter Shop. It was all the trimmings stitch along. So these were free charts that they released, I think, each week. I'm pretty sure that means that you can go onto Fat Quarter Shop's website now and still get them. I did a little modification here with the trees. I stitched this on, it's 32 count, and I stitched 2/2, but I can't remember the name of the fabric. It's something penny, but I can't remember what it is. Is it aged penny or lucky penny or something? And I think it's a witchelt fabric. Again, if you're really interested, let me know and I'll look it up for you. I am leaning towards turning this into a project bag. How fun would that be to use for Christmas stitching? So that's what I'm leaning towards, although I've also thought about, excuse me, possibly a throw pillow. So that one's still kind of up in the air. All right, the next one is Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. This was a freebie that I think she shared on Facebook, if I remember correctly. It's called Mary and Minty, and it's from, I think, like November or December of 2020. And I just think that's so cute. I saw on, I'm sorry, this is stitched on it's called either natural or flax linen. And I'm not sure if it's 28 or 32. I think it's 32 count. I stitched 2/2. And I don't have any idea how I'm going to fully finish this yet. I have seen on Instagram in a couple places that there was 1 or 2 people that turned this into a drum, and I thought that was really awesome, where this was the side of the drum. I don't know if I'll do that or not, but I do have it. I have that written down as an idea. I'm not sure exactly. So let's see. Making sure I didn't miss any questions. Okay. All right. The next one is I'll Be Home for Christmas from Flamingo Toes. I did my own color conversion for the flosses. And I did that because Flamingo Toes style is beautiful and cute and I love it, but it's not my style. So I wanted more muted colors. And so this is stitched in the spirit of the way it was designed. I just toned down the shades of the colors. And I stitched this on it's Fabric Flare. I'm not sure if it's 28 or 32. It is stitched 2/2 and it's white beadboard. No, that doesn't sound right. I can't remember what it's called. Barn board. I don't know, but it's white originally. And I sprayed it with that Instant Antique spray. And I actually have a finishing piece for this that is sort of a frame kind of feel when I get it put together. But I have it exactly planned out. It's just I just have to get it done. Isn't that crazy? I have all these ideas and I just haven't done them. It's because I get distracted because I want to stitch more. I think I've talked about that before, right? That stitching is what I really want to do. FFOs, it's not really my favorite thing to do, but I really want to be able to enjoy this stuff a whole lot more. That means I need to do some FFOs. All right, I think this is my last Christmas one, or at least for the moment. Sorry, this is from an old chart. I'm sure it's out of print, but I'm also sure you could probably find it fairly easily. But I stitched it because I know that my mom and I had this chart way back when we used to stitch. And I'm pretty sure my mom stitched this one way back when. Who knows where it ended up, because everything she made, she gave away as gifts. So this is called Reindeer Revival, and the name of the designer is the Needle Love Company. And like I said, if you have questions, let me know. That may be hard to fully pick up because we're not necessarily familiar with that designer, but I did my own floss conversion on this because, like I said, the chart is quite old. It was charted in DMC, and I am pretty sure I substituted all over-dyed flosses in here because I wanted some variation when you have all this blocks of color. And no plan. Just the size of the finish on there. So that one will be not done very soon because I got to come up with a plan. All right. Okay, Diane, I talked about, here's the Instant Antique spray really quick. I'm pretty sure Fat Quarter Shop sells it. And I know you can search for it on Etsy. And I think that someone else also mentioned somewhere else that you could buy it in the chat here. Oh, yeah, right here. Mary Jo says Primitive Gatherings Quilt Shop you can order it from, which is who I think makes it because it's from Primitive Gatherings. All right. Excuse me. All right. We got some winter. This one is a Mill Hill kit. It's called Frosty Snowman, and I stitched it from the kit. So it's all called for, or, you know, just from the kit. So he was really fun to stitch, and he's super cute, and I would just like to be able to put him out. So and because he's on that perforated paper, he shouldn't be too hard to finish or to fully finish. Okay, and Charlotte is asking if I use the spray before I stitch or after. I sprayed my fabric first before I stitched. Because I need to control it as best I can. So I wanted to make sure the fabric was the color I wanted it to be, and I didn't want it to affect any of the floss or any of my stitches. So I did the spray on a flat piece of fabric, and I did that before I stitched. But people use it different ways. So it's completely it's up to you how you want to use it. We have a fall piece. It's my only one, yes, because I did so many FFOs in the fall with Halloween. I actually only have one fall item to finish, or to fully finish. So this is called I Love Fall Most of All. This is from Brenda Gervais, With Thy Needle and Thread. And I have a little, it's sort of a frame that I plan to put this on. This is stitched on 40 count, but there is no way I'm going to remember what the name of the fabric is, the color. So it's 40 count. That means I stitched it 1/2. And I don't know if you can get a hold of this chart. This was one of her, like, I think she called them mini kits back maybe in the summer. I got a hold of it, and I happened to be on her site one day and saw it and ordered it. And I know a lot of people were looking for them for a long time, or have tried to find them. And I think she had a really limited sort of release of them. So I apologize that if you can't get a hold of it for showing it, but I do love it. And I'm pretty sure I stitched all called for colors. So anyway, that one, which I want to make sure and get done so I can get it out. Up next, okay, we are headed into a red, white, and blue portion of the program. I didn't know how many of these I had already finished until I started looking. And let's see. Thank you, Michelle. So Michelle is saying that the Brenda Gervais piece is still not available at this time. I don't know if anyone out there knows anything about that. Like, have you heard maybe she's going to release it later? I don't know. I have not heard that, but I don't know everything. That is for sure. I usually have to go find someone to ask some questions of. Okay. Like I said, now we're moving on to red, white, and blue. This is another Mill Hill kit, and it is called Log Cabin Quilt. And like I said, it was a kit. And so even the perforated paper, I stitched on the perforated paper, and it's all what was in the kit. That was really fun. These are so fun to stitch. And they take a lot longer, I think, than you might expect because of their size. But they're so pretty when you get done. And I pretty much have a plan for these because they're the same sort of size and shape, and I can change them out with the seasons. So, but we'll see as I get it put together for FFOs. Just a second here. I'm drinking a lot more water now because I keep talking. Okay. Let's see. This one is Lady Liberty from Blackbird Designs. And the chart comes with the instructions to make it into a drum. And that's what I'm going to do. So I have a plan all together. I just need to actually sit down and put it together. So that's the top. I used all the called for colors. And I'm pretty sure this is 36 count fabric, but I'm not 100%. It might be 40. And I'm not going to remember the color. Again, if you want to know, I will look it up for you. Oh, thank you, Joanne. I know I've been talking forever. So I hope you have a good night. Okay. And then this is the side of the drum. And like I said, called for flosses. I don't remember the fabric for sure. And it actually, as I look at it, I feel like it's 36. That's what I remember. But you can't quote me on it. Next up is Stitchy Stars from Lori Holt. And there's that. I used the called for over dyes. I think they were all Weeks Dye Works, if I remember correctly. And this is a piece of the Lori Holt cross stitch cloth that you can get at Fat Quarter Shop. And I think it's the color Oatmeal. It's 25 count. Is it Lugana? I don't remember for sure. But it's 25 count. I stitched 2 over 2. I plan to finish mine in this direction. And if you're familiar with this chart, on the full finish on the front of the chart is a long white board from Michael's, I believe. And I bought that board when I got the chart. So I plan to put this together on that board, but I'm going to mount mine vertically rather than horizontally. All right, and this will wrap up the red, white, and blue. One more. This one is America from Blackbird Designs. And I apologize right now. This is out of print, and I don't know how I got lucky to get one when I got it, but I did. So I don't know. I feel like someone talked about that this one was going to be re-released at some point in the fairly near future, but I can't remember. So on the chart, there is the word America, like in a little, this border kind of extends down here. I left that off. I stitched this in the called for DMC colors. And I can't remember. It's either 32 or 28 count. And it's either called natural or flax linen. And I stitched 2 over 2. And this was one of the pieces that I bought at Hobby Lobby. It'll be sort of a frame finish if it will work out. We'll see. But that is my plan for it. All right. Wow. We're this close. Yes. All right. We're almost wrapped up with the stitching. But then I have several of them. Others that are not stitching specifically. This one you've seen and was my March Stitchy Madness winner. And so I was supposed to have it fully finished by the end of March, but it's not fully finished. I got distracted with other projects and this just didn't get fully finished yet. I have a full plan and I just need to make time and put it together. So this will be one of the first ones out of the gate that'll get done. So like I said, Tulip Festival, Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. Called for colors in spirit. I could not get a hold of all of them when I kitted this up. It is on it's Weeks Dye Works linen, colored linen. And I think it's 32 count. I didn't stitch this all that long ago, but I'm drawing a blank. I'm pretty sure it's 32. And like I said, called for colors in spirit. I do remember her dress specifically is Classic Colorworks in the color Shamrock is the color I used, if you like that. So, again, if you have questions, let me know. Since I'm working without my stitchy notes. All right, this was one of the first things I finished last year, and I still don't have it fully finished. This is B is for Bunny from Lottie Da, and I got a kit from Country Sampler. So this is stitched in the called for DMC colors. The fabric is 36 count, and I stitched 1/2, except for those little eggs down there are 1/1, and my initials and the year I did 1/1. So I just love this one. And isn't it amazing what you can do with DMC colors that are so well chosen? I can't wait to get it done. And this one is a possibility for a frame that I found during my shopping trip with Michelle at Hobby Lobby. All right, that wrapped up spring. Here is a Valentine Mill Hill kit. It is called Valentine Heart. And like I said, it's a kit, so all included, all called for, and it's on the perforated paper that was in the kit. All right, this next one is it's from Fat Quarter Shop. I believe this was their stitch along last year for raising money for Make-A-Wish Foundation. So I'm pretty sure you can still get this chart from them on their website. And this is not called for colors. I completely changed it. I did learn something. I do not like this fabric at all. I will never stitch on it again. Never, ever, never, because it was not fun. Now when I look at it, I'm like, wow, that turned out pretty nice. It looks good. When I was stitching it, it was just so frustrating. It is 32 count. I ended up stitching 1/2, which I would never use that normally for a 32 count. So like I said, it's my own color conversion. I think it was yellows and blues, if I remember right, were the called for colors. And I wanted mine all sort of neutrals with some green thrown in. My plan for this is I am definitely going to turn this into a project bag. I have quilt fabric from a line that I love that matches this. It's like I planned it and I didn't. So I am going to turn this into a project bag. And that way, a stitch that maybe wasn't so fun, but now I can appreciate its beauty and I can get a lot of use out of it. So that's what I think is a good plan for it. And you can see all of the stitching is modeled after quilting blocks. And no, quilt blocks, no ing, quilt blocks. So I may try to mimic one of the quilt blocks in here with this being in the center for my project bag. We'll see when I get there. It may just get a bit of a border on it and put together. Hold, please. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I'm spending much more time on here tonight than I expected. And there's Viv's little face poking in there. All right, up next is Cozy Christmas Cat by the Blueflower. And for those of you who've been with me for a while, you know that we had to say goodbye to our Jasper back in December. And I made this to honor Jasper. I have the full finish. It's going to be a bit of an ornament finish. But even though this is definitely a Christmas sweater and sort of Christmas colors, I want to keep it fairly neutral because I plan on leaving it out all the time, at least for a while. But it'll be an ornament finish still, just not necessarily always on the Christmas tree. I stitched this. I think I converted most of the colors. I don't know if any of the called for colors are being used. This is 40 count Brea from Needle and Flax. This is an extra piece that I put together that's going to go on the back of the ornament. I stitched this 1/2. So this was so fun to stitch. And I really can't wait to put it together so that we can just have our extra reminder of our Jasper. So, okay. So that wraps up the, oh no, it doesn't. I did write that down. Okay, can I? Yep. Okay. Because I told you earlier that this is going to be part of the FFO Mania, right? It absolutely is. I have a frame for it. Again, all I have to do, is put it together. So that is Winter Rose Manor from Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. I stitched that on 40 count Brenda's Brew. I got a kit from Country Sampler, and that was the fabric in the kit. All called for colors except for all called for colors, like I said, except for the white. It calls for Gentle Arts Roasted Marshmallow. I used Classic Colorworks Toasted Marshmallow. And that is from Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. That's what she substituted for her white in her Winter Rose Manor. That's what I want to say. And then when I stitched the female cardinal, her wing did not show up at all, even though there's two different shades. They were too close together to show a distinction. So if you can see, on both the male and the female, I stitched the birds as charted, and then I went back over the wing with a satin stitch in the called for wing color, whatever that shade was. Otherwise, all is called for, and it is beautiful. So I can't wait to have that framed. Okay. Now that technically wraps up my cross stitches and things that I want to do for FFO purposes. The first one I want to talk about is, and I apologize, I don't have all of this out, but anyone that's been with me, you know that I was making my cured celebration quilt blocks. I would like to, if I have time during the month of May, in between everything, if I can work on assembling that quilt top, I am going to work on that. But one of my cards that I wanted to do was I wanted to use some of the leftover fabrics and make myself a project bag, patchwork of all the pinks and white that I used in those quilt blocks. So that's one of my projects for FFO Mania. It's just not technically, well, it doesn't involve cross stitching. It's stitchy related because I'm going to use it for cross stitch projects. This next one is not my stitching. Let's see. Okay, Debbie, I see that you're asking that you can't find Brenda's brew, and do I recommend anything else? I'm not even going to try to recommend anything else. I wouldn't be a good solution for that. I know that Brenda's brew is hard to find. Off the top of my head, the best solution I can offer you, if you have an LNS, contact them and ask them if they have a suggestion for a substitution. I know that, here, Sheila is saying you can call Dying to Stitch, which, yes, they're the R&R fabric dyers. So between contacting Dying to Stitch and or your local needle workshop, they would be way better to give you an answer than I ever could be. So on to my next project here that I want to finish, or fully finish, I should say, FFO, is, I don't even know the name of the chart. I don't know the designer. I think it was in a magazine. It was stitched a million years ago, and it was stitched by my mom. And it is this Santa face sweatshirt. And for anyone that has been stitching for a long time, and let's see, she would have definitely made this in the 80s. Are you familiar with waist cloth? I think that, or did they call it waist canvas? And you would position that and baste it on this sweatshirt, and then you stitch it, and then you get it wet, and it has to be pretty wet, and it loosens up. I'm going to say it must be like starch or something that forms the grid of the waist canvas, and then you pull out each strand of fabric until it's all out. All of that because I want to tell you that I remember my mom sitting on the bathroom floor, basically in tears when she was trying to take this apart, to get all of that waist canvas pulled out of this. So I've had this sweatshirt for a long time now. I mean, she's been gone. I never can remember the years or how many years. I have to think about it. More than 20 years I've had it put away, and I want to do something with it. I think a pillow, but again, I might change my mind. But I want to do something with it so that I can see it all the time. Because this is like one of the only stitches that I have that my mom did. Because I'm not kidding. She would stitch, but almost always it was for gifts. And so I don't have any of them. So that's that one. So, and in another emotional talk, and this one is not stitching related at all, is this ugly Christmas sweater, which we had given to my father-in-law for Christmas, and he passed away a couple of months later, and we didn't expect it. And we found out after he passed, we didn't know it, he wore this all the time. He just loved it. So in the short amount of time that he got to wear it. So this also, I want to make a pillow, but I don't want to cut it. The sweatshirt is old and beaten up, and I wouldn't feel so bad cutting it up. I just don't have the heart to cut into this sweater. So I'm trying to figure out how to make it into a pillow, maybe using sort of basting stitches, but keeping it all in one piece and turning it into something that we then can enjoy and look at all the time. Or, well, at least at Christmas. I don't know if it'll sit out all the time, but that is... So a couple of pretty heavy emotional pieces in here that I don't know why I haven't made myself get them done sooner, but that is it. All right. Are you guys tired of listening to me talk yet? I'm kind of tired. I kind of feel like I'm losing my voice a little bit. I really did not expect to talk so long. Does anyone have questions for me before I close out? We're so quiet. Let's see. Okay, so Susan from Colorado. I'm not sure. Are you saying yes? You had a question a bit earlier. If you did, can you please type it again? Because I must have missed it. And for all you guys like giving me comments and compliments there in the chat, thank you so much. I know I haven't stopped to say thank you every single time, but I love seeing all this. Okay, Susan, are you able to just retype your question or not? We're trying to see if we can find it, but if you can type it, I can see it right now. Wow, I'm not usually at a loss for words. Oh, Leanne. Miss Leanne is asking Vivian, do you have a favorite stitch that I've done, right? Leanne, that I'm reading that right? She's sitting here smiling at me. What do you want to say? That you just love them all? I know that's not quite true, but I think you guys might have asked Jeff that question when he was on here. And what was his answer? It's whatever one I just finished. It's my most recent. What do you think, Viv? Do you have any special? Okay. All right, Susan. That's a fairly common question, right? So Susan is asking, thank you, Sheila. I'm reading as I'm trying to talk at the same time here. So Susan, you're asking if when I use over dyed floss, if I stitch one exit at a time, or do I stitch one row and then return to finish the X's? I personally stitch all the time, always, no matter what floss I'm using. I am a 1X at a time stitcher. And that's just how I've always stitched. I do know there are some other people, but I can't remember exactly who it is, but they've talked about that they still do I'll call it the running stitch. I don't know if that's the right term, but where you do half the X and then you come back and return and do it. And I think there's people that do use over-dyed floss that way, and they still get some variation in color. It's just more subtle than if you stitch one X at a time, if that makes sense. So to tell you how I do it, I always, no matter how I'm what I'm stitching with, I do one X at a time. I never stitch that other way. Let's see. So I hope that answered your question. If it didn't, let me know. Does anyone else have any other questions that I can answer for you tonight? Or are you going, okay, Michelle, I've heard you enough. I'm ready to go. I'm excited I can only see a live count, so I don't remember what the number was earlier. Right now it's telling me 50 are 50 are currently watching, I think, if I understand that right. But I think once I get done, I can go back and I can see exactly how many total viewers there were. And then I'll share that information on my next Flosstube, because then we'll know how much money gets added to the Ukrainian peace jar. And thank you, Susan. Thank you. Those are lovely comments. And thank you, Michelle. Thanks, everybody. Michelle, do you want to come on here and say goodbye? So
thanks for watching.
Yeah, we got to take her back to the airport tomorrow.
They think they're taking me.
Oh, okay, that's right. We've had a really good week and had fun having her here. We aren't going to be able to do these.
So much fun. I don't know what I'm going to do when I go home. That's why I'm not leaving.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm not seeing other questions. So I think with that, I am going to tell you all one more time. Thank you so much for sharing time with me. And I hope to talk to you soon. Have a good night.